That should take care of our friend, huh? Zara looks at you with a twinkle in his eye. Tell me what's happening here, Haplo. Quickly, if you don't mind. You explain everything to your lord, skipping nothing, but telling your story as swiftly as possible. Zara considers, it seems that I have been misinformed. The reformation is not what I wished it to be. I must change my plans. We will bring about the interconnection. The worlds cannot survive without it. But the Sartan's strength is severely depleted. It is as nothing compared to ours. After we have connected the realms, we shall invade them, wipe them clean of the Sartan influence, and take our rightful place as rulers. Attend me, my son. I've placed the focus over the starting rune of the reformation. While you gather the remaining seal pieces, I have to move it back to the interconnection seal starting rune. Interconnection starting rune. I'm lucky that my research indicated which rune this was, otherwise I might not know how to bring it about. Zara squats over the focus, scanning the surface of the floor, and prepares to move the floating frame to another room. Suddenly, Sang-Drax's head bursts from the curtain of flame. He has reverted to his original form, that of a fire-breathing dragon, a form completely impervious to the effects of the storm swirling around him. He looses a tongue of fire at Zara's chest. The blast leaves nothing but a blackened hole, and Zara slumps to the ground, dead. Sang-Drax turns to you. Now it's your turn, patron, unless you decide to be more cooperative than your master. Okay, let's save. PTG. We're real close to the end. Alright. Air Spire, Earth. Ooh, water. That should stop him. Sang-Drax watches you approach the spire. Familiar now with the end result, he decides to stop you. The dragon rears back and prepares to blast you with a torrent of fire. You leap forward and press the steel piece into the indentation. A crack also affixes itself to the spire. The firestorm surrounding the protective circle is replaced by a deluge of water. The dragon chokes back his attack with a comic gurgle and disappears behind the sheets of rain. Alright. We need him alive. Resurrection. Cast. You cast the intricate spell over the still warm corpse of your lord. You sense a rushing of air, and suddenly you see Zar's spirit pulled into his body like water down a drain. His eyelids flutter open and he stares directly at you. Although he appears to be aware, there is no life in his eyes and his face is without expression. Somewhere in the driving rain, you can hear the pop and sizzle of Sang-Drax's fire being doused, but you also hear a squishing, sloshing sound that usually accompanies one of his shape changes. The heart, the heart, the heart. Zar keeps repeating the same phrase over and over. Maybe it has something to do with the huge hole in his chest. You see Sang-Drax now, deep in the rain. He has discarded the fire-breathing dragon form for something that looks like a sea slug, an invertebrate gelatinous worm shape. It starts to slide toward the protective circle on you. Alright. Stone piece in the earth spire. Sang-Drax, in the form of a giant gelatinous worm, crawls effortlessly through the sheets of water. Despite its slow speed, it will be on you in moments. You press the steel piece into the earth spire. It crackles and affixes itself inside the indentation. The water stops falling, changes into rocks and boulders. They smash into the worm and stop it in its tracks. Soon you lose sight of it behind the curtain of falling earth and rocks. Alright, where's the history book? We need to know what starting rune we need. Now, if you wrote down the name of the 6 devils, Orsef is the devil of the heart. There's Sama, Dimitri, Orsef. Sama's there, Orsef is there, so we need that little J-looking thing. You hear an almost rhythmic thumping and squishing of stone and earth striking its sickening soft body of a sea slug. Then it stops. The falling stones strike only the ground as if the worm suddenly disappeared. Alright. Let's move the focus. The object here is to position the focus over the correct starting rune for the spell. You can move the focus over a rune by clicking on the desired rune tile. The focus will move over the rune automatically. Then click on exit to return to the game interface. You can also pick up the focus by clicking on it and then move it around with the mouse. The focus is positioned over the starting rune that you want. Drop it by pressing the left mouse button again. If you drop the focus between two runes, it will track to the nearest one. Exit will return you to the game interface. Well, there's the center one. That's the one we want. You move the floating focus over to another rune. You peer into the curtain of falling earth and you see smoky tendrils weaving their way in and out of the stone projectiles. Even when one manages to strike the vaporous form, it only dissipates for a moment and then a ghost-like dragon reforms. A pair of red glowing eyes are the only constant. They float slowly toward the earthstone, toward the protective circle where you stand. Well, let's put the air piece. The rocks and boulders fall straight to Sang-Drax's vaporous form. Slowly, ominously, he floats toward you. You set the seal piece inside the air spire's indentation. It crackles and affixes itself there. The rocks stop falling, but gale winds rage around the protective circle. It feels as if you're standing in the eye of a tornado. The ghost dragon is caught in this wind. The wind scatters his smoky form until it vanishes. And for the final, put the Nexus piece in the focus. When you drop the Nexus seal piece into the focus and ignite the Interconnection spell, magic flows through the ruins of the island and connects the elemental spires. Sang-Drax, unwisely attempting to break through the magic field in order to stop you, confronts the brunt of its power. It proves to be too much even for the incarnation of evil, and the explosion hurls him into the swirling vortex, hopefully never to be seen again. You've connected the 5 realms. Perhaps now the worlds can function as planned and their inhabitants can not only survive, but flourish. Yet, you ponder one particular unrealized goal of your lord, namely, the release of your people from the labyrinth. With time and the aid of the Sartan, you may be able to see this dream fulfilled, but that must wait for another day. You've completed Deathgate. You've saved the realms from a fate worse than death, and while doing all of this, you scored 1500 out of 1500 points. Congratulations. And that is that. We have finished Deathgate. It was quite a chore to read all that text, but it kind of gives the story a lot of depth. I apologize for not having the complete version of the game that has the voice acting and a lot of the CGI kind of stuff and the kind of in-game animations. I think it would have provided a bit more depth to the game. But I guess without all that, it was a lot quicker. So I guess, pros and cons, pros and cons. I think we've already seen these credits, but I'm gonna let them roll. I hope you guys enjoyed the Let's Play of Deathgate. I think it lived up pretty decently to the Deathgate cycle by Margaret Weiss, how you pronounce her last name, and Tracy Hickman. Again, really good old RPG. You guys should definitely give it a try if you can. I guess the only other thing I have to say is, you should definitely check out the actual series that this game is based on. They're really good, much more in depth, much more elaborate. And thank you for watching my Let's Play of Deathgate, and I hope you guys tune in to see what I have next.